Hi everyone. The book I've chosen to do my book review vlog about is called Online Communication in Language Learning and Teaching. It is by Marie-Noélie Lemy and Regina Hampel. This is the book right here. The reason I've chosen to do my book review about this particular book, so what is the motivation for me to do this, is that it talks about online communication in the foreign language context. And as an ESL student, as a foreign language student, and also as an ESL and German teacher, I'm very much always interested when it comes to online communication in the context of foreign language learning. I also think online communication is becoming more important, and as an educator, we need advice and we need guidance, and we need reference books like this in our bookshelves that kind of give us an overview of what we potentially could do, how we can facilitate good online communication, and how we can take our students online, and what we can certainly do with these online communities and online possibilities. So this book is kind of there to give us an overview, in a way, what's out there and to evaluate it. I just want to say a little bit about the authors. So Marie-Noélie Lemy is a professor of distance language learning at the Open University in the UK. She's very much interested in e-literacies and the development of learning cultures in online groups, and her research has focused on technology-mediated interactive learning of languages. So kind of the analysis of learner conversations too, online. Regina Hampel is a senior lecturer in modern languages at the Open University, and she is particularly interested in multi-model environments, task design, in tutor training, learner interaction, mediation, and new literacies, and also especially the virtual teacher and the online teacher, and how that role has certainly changed. I do want to say a little bit something, just mentioned about the Open University. For those who do not know what it is, the Open University offers, it's basically distance learning online, and it offers degrees. So a student can sign up for an entire degree and do it online, just from home. And I think this is very interesting, and particularly these two authors have a lot of experience and a lot of insight to share. The structure of the book is structured in 4 parts. The first part is key concepts and issues. The second part is research and practice. The third part is practitioner research, and then the last part is resources. The first part talks about the CMCL, which is computer-mediated communication for language learning and teaching. It kind of looks at the ecology of online learning. This is a word I very much like, the ecology of learning. It looks at the teaching online, what it takes to teach online, a teacher as a reflective practitioner, teaching online through collaboration, some task-based and problem-based learning is also mentioned. And it also, what I find very important when we talk about the teacher, sometimes certain books do not mention a lot about the learner experience, and this book does it great. It talks a lot about the learner experience, talking about the anxiety, the learner participation, the learner control and autonomy, the presence online, whether the presence of a student through an avatar or through the comments of a blog, there is certainly a presence, and this is what the authors also talk about. The great thing about part 1 is also that in one of the last sub-chapters, it talks about an assessment. It gives an overview of assessment of CMCL. So this is especially an interesting part to me because as a German teacher, I try to engage the students, and we sometimes do certain online things, and I let the students, as homework, do online tasks or let them explore certain online worlds. But I never know how to really assess this. And this book kind of talks about assessment in a way. It questions, should we assess the product of the student? Should we assess the whole process? Should we assess the student's individual work or collaborative work? So it offers a lot of great insight about assessment. Part 2 is research and practice. Here just a theoretical overview is given, what authors say about these different communication tools. So Blake, Thorne, Swenson, Urban, Schneider, Kurter, all these authors talk about, give an overview of what kind of, the affordances and the constraints of such things as video conferencing, as chat, as virtual worlds, as audiographic environments, and all these other emerging technologies such as blogs, wikis, mobile devices. Part 3 is the practitioner research. Part 3 offers advice and guidance to teachers, but also students or anyone who wishes to research this particular field. So, someone who wants to go out there and conduct research themselves, collect data, instruments. There are certain instruments that they need to know about, collection instruments, and also research is certainly different when it comes to investigating online communication. There are different research areas they also talk about, such as online classroom management, materials and tasks for online teaching, particular skills or areas of knowledge you need to have, student behavior, achievements, motivation. All this can also be researched, personal and professional issues, and so on. And then the very last part 4, resources, just gives information centers and portals. It gives online bibliographies, online books, online journals, professional organizations that deal with this topic of online communication and engaging the students online. So basically tools and practical support. This is the very last part. So in summary, the book provides theoretical as well as practical, as well as also research perspectives for approaching technologies that support online communication for language learning, and addresses various theoretical issues as well. Also offers a summary of potential benefits and affordances of learning and teaching a language via these technologies. And also what I found great is suggest little small doable projects that can be done in a classroom, but also as a researcher, what can we explore? So what I found good is it had a very good overview, keywords, it was easy, information was easy to locate. There was a summary after every chapter. It clearly lists the affordances, but also the constraints and pitfalls and anxieties of using these technologies. It's easy to read and also provides further reading opportunities after every chapter if one wants to go out there and get these articles, the books to read. There's a good use of graphics and charts to visualize certain processes and findings. And the practitioner research part was the most useful for me because it kind of gave me ideas of research projects and project templates that I could do myself. What I didn't find as good about this book is that there was a lot of information and it was very condensed, and sometimes I found that there was a bit of a lack of focus because I didn't really see the thread. The authors were jumping very fast from one topic to the other, from one device to the other, which is, I guess, understandable because there is a lot out there, and they are providing an overview in this book. It serves as a reference. I wish there would have been a little bit more task focused, giving us, certain tasks that we could certainly try in our online classes or with our students. I missed kind of the best practice part, wasn't there. I would have appreciated a list of abbreviations, as the author sometimes threw words such as CMC, which is computer mediated communication, or 3D MUV, which is three-dimensional multi-user virtual environments. And not everyone might know these abbreviations who's not as engaged in the topic as, for example, we are with this course. So a list of these abbreviations towards the end of the book would have been helpful. So sometimes I did have the feeling that the author just assumed that the reader was very tech savvy and very much into the technology. But for someone who's picking up this book and who doesn't know much about it, I would have appreciated if the author tried to cater towards them too. Also, since both of the professors that wrote this book were from the Open University, I think it would have been great if the authors would have included their own experience, so really their own kind of outline of a course, or as they teach a lot online, how they foster communication. But but apart from that, it was a great book to read, and thank you very much.